Hi, I'm Michael Santos with Prison Professors, and I'm super enthusiastic to share with you the strategies that we're taking to be the change that we want to see in the world. If you're facing challenges with any aspect of the criminal justice system, if you're going inside, if you anticipate that there are going to be these types of problems in your future, you really want to be thinking about what seeds can I sow today to start positioning myself for a better life in the future. And we never ask anybody to do anything that we didn't do. You can read all about that if you visit our website and get a copy of the Earning Freedom Program. In fact, I can wheel that over here. If you go to the website, you can really easily, let me see if I can manipulate my screen right here. You would very easily be able to go to the top of the page right here, click on our books, okay? And if you click on our books, you end up going to this page right here, where we'll show you all of the different books that we have written to help people understand the importance of really sowing seeds and building a life that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Let me try and turn off this sound of screen sharing here. Do not disturb. There we go. For 1 hour. So I wanted to share with you today some of the tools and the resources that we are creating to be the change in the world, because what we have to do today isn't always the same thing about what we're going to have to do in the months, years, and decades ahead. That's what's so important for people to realize at the start of the journey. But it can also be very hard for people to understand when they're facing the challenge of first going in and they can't really understand, what do I have to do? So that's why I really say always, we never ask anybody that we didn't do. My name is Michael Santos. I was incarcerated for 26 years. And while I was incarcerated, I always set a pathway that would help me influence other people with lessons that I learned from leaders. And you can read all about it in the books if you want. This simple videos kind of show you how we're still using that strategy today. I'm trying to create a more efficient way of doing it, because we're always creating new courses for people in prison. You see, people who live in prison have a really hard time maintaining a high level of hope, and they don't really know what they can do. And so if they live without hope, it's really easy for them to become influenced by people that are giving them bad advice. Some of the worst advice anybody can get in prison is this concept that the best way to serve time is to forget about the world outside and to focus on life inside and what you're doing inside. But that strategy rarely works for anybody. In fact, that strategy, what it really does is it puts people on a pathway for intergenerational cycle of failure. And that's what we're all about changing. But in order for us to change it, we've got to show people that this is what we did and this is what we're doing today. And so that's what I'm kind of showing you in this video. Our team was really pleased that earlier this month, this is on February the 2nd, 2022. If you can see my screen there on the bottom, you see I'm filming this video on February 22nd, 2022, so just 20 days later. That's when they authorized the check, February 2nd. It's from the State of California Department of Corrections. This check is for $30,000. It was made out to Earning Freedom. You see, we received those funds, and what we're doing with those funds, those are the funds that help. You can see right here, if you go back to our services and you look at our nonprofit tab right there, right, you see that we make a commitment. That was the previous donation for $20,000 that California made. And you'll see that we right away turned around and made a deposit into our nonprofit for $20,000. So, because that's our mission, right? Our mission is to truly try to change and improve outcomes for people in prison. You could see that over the course of 2021 and so far in 22, we've received a total of $370,000 in donations from like-minded people who want to really see change in our criminal justice system so that we can improve outcomes for people who go through it. You can see that our company has so far contributed $195,000 to the nonprofit. We're going to be depositing this other $30,000 today. So far we got $565,000. Well, now we're going to be approaching $600,000 because we're going to make that donation this week for $30,000. That is how we strive to show that we're sponsoring our nonprofit. We're always investing. We're always striving to help people understand if you want to get a better outcome in the weeks, months, years, decades ahead, you really have to keep investing in yourself. And investing in yourself really begins right now, regardless of what stage you're in. Because getting sucked into the criminal justice system is not only going to influence you before or the trauma of the immediate moment, it's going to influence you for decades to come. And I mean, it's going to influence, their collateral consequences will follow, such as access to credit, access to housing, access to business opportunities, access to voting, access to different constitutional rights that many people take for granted. If you've been brought into the criminal justice system, you have to anticipate, hey, there are many storms ahead, and I've got to invest in myself so that I can develop the skill set and the not only the skill set, but also the confidence that I can overcome these challenges. And so what I'm trying to do is do this in an efficient way so that our team can produce content every single day. And that means that we have to take resources like this $30,000 check, and we have to invest in ourselves financially. So one of the things that we did yesterday is we started by investing in new equipment. And let me see if I could find all the equipment that I bought yesterday, and I'll show you. And I'm super enthusiastic about getting it because it's going to make me way more efficient in terms of producing content. So I'm going to bring this screen over here and just show you some of the cool things that are coming. And so these are on order right now. This is something I'm going to have to learn how to use. It's called a live stream switcher. But what it will allow me to do is share information on my screen, kind of like I am doing right now with ScreenFlow, but in a much more elegant way. So I want to produce high quality videos so that when I'm taking this information into jails and prisons and I'm showing people the importance of developing writing skills, developing speaking skills, developing a really strong critical thinking skills and an insane work ethic, they can see that I'm not asking them to do anything that I don't do. I am not a video engineer, nor am I an audio engineer. I'm just a guy that did a quarter century in prison that never stopped wanting to prepare for success. In fact, you don't have to take my word for it. You could go in here into Google and go to YouTube. And God, you're going to hear this blast right now. But if you go to our YouTube channel, right here, I'm going to stop that from blasting, right? I'm going to go back to videos right here. And we're going to go to, where does it say? Videos. Then it'll say sort by. Look at oldest video right there. You'll see this video was produced, right? That's when I first got out of jail, right? That's like a week of, that's September the 1st, 2012. So I wasn't even out of prison yet. I transferred from prison to the halfway house in San Francisco. And I remember my wife gave me this iPhone, and I'm trying to figure out how to use it. I'd read about YouTube. But remember, when I went to prison, there was no internet. There were no videos. There wasn't anything. I had to learn how to do everything right away. And that's the first video that I made where I'm describing, hey, I'm going to learn how to share experiences that I gained while serving a quarter century in prison with as many people as possible. And so that pathway is what I mean when I say I never stop learning. I never stop striving to be the change that I want to see in the world. Well, now I'm going to strive to produce higher quality videos that we can share with the hundreds of thousands of people in prison that have access to our content. You see, if had I not invested time while I was in prison to educate myself, I would not have been able to build companies and open business opportunities and develop new skills. But I never stop learning. And I hope that you will see an improvement in the quality of videos when I start getting this new equipment like this Genere Full Moon 18-inch bicolor LED light. Now, I don't really know the significance of getting this light. I redesigned my home recently, my wife and I. In fact, I'll be creating a video relatively soon that shows a tour of the newly remodeled home, but we remodeled the home specifically so that we could create more educational content to help people in prison. And so I keep getting new content, including this super cool, what do you call this thing? A teleprompter. But what makes this teleprompter really awesome is you can see I speak pretty fluidly. because I'm a master of this subject. I know this subject. Malcolm Gladwell spoke about having to do 10,000 days in a given domain in order to become an expert, and I was in prison for 10,000 days. So I or 10,000 hours. I was in there for 10,000 days. So that'd be 10,000 times 24 hours. So I really know this system. I don't need a teleprompter to talk about it. But what I do like about this teleprompter is I could buy a supplemental tool, and I'm going to show it to you right here. This little machine right here that serves as a screen that I will place here in the teleprompter. Let me go to this. Where did that teleprompter go? That will go right here. So that's an iPad, and a teleprompter is designed so that you could pump your speech or something into the iPad. It reflects off of a mirror. There's a camera behind the mirror. So you see when I'm speaking, I'm looking right at you, right? Like right now, I'm looking right at the camera on this Mac. But I'm going to be switching this also. I won't be making these videos on my Mac anymore. I'll be using my Canon 90D camera. But I had to buy quite a bit of equipment that will allow me to hold the camera, hold the teleprompter, and hold this additional device. So I can switch things up onto the screen and still be looking directly at the people when I'm communicating. And that's really important for us out here, because not only do we present content for people in prison, but we're really developing a system so that we can educate people in society on what's wrong with America's commitment to mass incarceration and what can we do to improve outcomes. So I bought this awesome little arm, which I can more neatly organize my desk with a camera, my microphone. I'll be able to keep my some lighting equipment on here, and all of this really in my home YouTube studio. So I got to learn how to use all these switches and screens and adapters and numerous cables. Okay, quite a bit of content, but all of that is what I will use to create more content that we can use to help people in prison. And you see, we do it a lot. We create, if you look on here, we've got courses and articles that are all free on mitigation, on prison preparation, on how to restore your reputation, on developing reentry programs you see that we create for prison administrators, where we interview people in prison, we show what we have done. We've got tens of thousands of pages of content, more than 1,000 videos and audio files, and here are some of our books. All of this is work that I did while I was incarcerated. And but I've got a tremendous amount of work to continue doing, and of course that means that I've got to be efficient, right? I've got to be efficient. If you click this button right here, you can get this free copy. All that you have to do in order to get the free copy is enter your name, your email address, and as soon as you enter your email address, you'll come to this page where there's a free digital download. And is that the one? Let's see. No, that's not the one. Site's so big I get lost in it sometime. I guess it's listen on iTunes. Is that it? Let's see if that takes you to iTunes. That's one way you could go to the iTunes channel. But I thought there was a way to get the free digital download. Well, I know what it is. I can go directly to the site. So it's if I go here and go to the thank you page, there you go. Then when somebody enters their email address, they get a link back to this page, or they go directly to this page, and this page has the entire book. So you could look at it here if you want to read it, and there's the book itself. You can just scroll down through the entire book for free, right? It didn't ask for your credit card or anything. Or if you want to listen to it on audio, because this is a huge book, you can do so. So all of this is the work that we do to demonstrate the importance of really striving to get a lower sentence, or put yourself in a position so that stakeholders might consider you as a candidate for early release from prison, right? And we've got more than 1,000 videos on here. Recently, my partner and I have been building videos in a different area of our home. It's over there, and you'll see that we'll make more higher quality videos in front of our fireplace. We call it our fireside chat. We really designed all of this work so that we could help people grow and help people get better outcomes. That's my partner, Justin Paperny. We started this entire venture while we were together inside of a federal prison. And I'm really glad that we're able to now produce so much content. We've got an amazing team, and we continue to develop. So let me see if I had anything else on this PowerPoint that I wanted to connect. Basically, just as what I was showing you, we're going to create daily content so people can always see that we're striving to improve outcomes for people. But at the same time, we need to create efficiencies because we do this for free. You know, you've got an email down there that if you have questions, we encourage you to ask those questions because we publish on multiple platforms. We ask you to subscribe wherever you're getting the content, whether it's on iTunes or YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, or where else can you get this content? Well, we're building a new app, the Prison Professors app and an Alexa app. All of this is our commitment to work toward earning freedom. And if you're going into this system, we really want you to join us in this pathway to excellence. We show you the strategies that worked for us, and we believe that regardless of what stage you're in of the journey, you could be developing a pathway that will lead to more success in your life, as measured by, more confidence in when you're going into a pre-sentence investigation report, more confidence when you're presenting a mitigation strategy to your federal judge, more confidence when you're walking into the prison system and you know how you're going to use this time inside to create tools, tactics, resources that will enable you to argue for an earlier release and will put you in a position to overcome many of the collateral consequences that complicate life for so many people in prison. So please subscribe to our channel. Please be a part of our community. My name is Michael Santos, and on behalf of our entire team, I want to thank you for being with us at Prison Professors. Thanks.